we are bringing you back to Monday Motivation here with Cruise Beyond Limits. Super excited to be here with you. I had an amazing weekend. I don't know about y'all, but I had an amazing weekend just relaxing and recharging, getting ready to revive and thrive this week. So I'm super excited to be here with you. A lot of you have been asking, hey, you used to do Monday Motivation in your group and you used to stream all over. Where is your show? So I want to tell you a little bit of a story. It's been a little bit of a journey for me over the last probably month or so. I started a new program. It's called Compassionate Inquiry. And I started studying and unpeeling a lot of layers to be able to heal from the inside out. And so it has really taken a lot of my mental and physical well-being. It's taken some time for me to just kind of cocoon in a way to be able to look within and so that I can come back stronger and to be able to serve you and this amazing community even more. So I just want to share that I have missed you. And today's message is all about unleashing your commitment. And I wanted to share that really in real time, I was committed to every single Monday coming to you in the Health is Wealth community, all over the platforms, to be committed to this message and for me to pour into you each and every Monday. And I've missed you. I've missed it. And over the last month, I kind of let life happen. And as I did some strategic planning with my incredible Cruise Beyond Limits Dream team last week, I realized how much I missed coming live, how much I missed sharing these messages with you and starting my week off. And so I was actually just in a room with Marcus Black over on Chatter. It's a new audio app, which I'm going to be hosting some rooms in soon. And his message was, how bad do you want it? And it really hit me. And I'm like, okay, today's message is going to be commitment unleashed. So how bad do you want it? How are we going to unleash your commitment? Now, I can come on and say, you know what? Life happened, da 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 da. But honestly, I was committed to me. So I took a pivot for the last month since coming off of Clubhouse, staying in the community, really pouring into the community, but also learning and leaning in to the discomfort of the healing journey that I've been on. So I've stayed committed no matter what. But I want to share with you my commitment to be live, to stay committed to this journey with you. I am committed. So I want to make sure that you are committed to what sets your soul on fire and what you want to accomplish in your dreams, in your reality for your life, right? And so maybe it's time for you to say, you know what, enough is enough. I miss XYZ. Maybe it's working out. Maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's speaking. Maybe it's going live. Maybe it's taking pictures. Maybe it's vacationing. Whatever that is to you, if you've missed it, it's time to recommit to yourself. And I want to share with you 3 tips today. We're going to be here for probably about 25, 30 minutes. All right. So I want to hear from you when it comes to commitment. What are you committing or recommitting to today? So I'm recommitting this week, right? I really went back to the basics last week in my community with my team, right? We went back to the basics. We unpeeled the layers. We literally were in my apartment. You can see behind me. I was actually going to clean up my background for you, and I decided not to. All right. I was like, because I want you to see what's been going on behind the scenes. These large Post-it notes of this strategy that I literally was in this small apartment for almost a week, and we cocooned and we got down and dirty. We brainstormed, we reflected, we got back to basics, right? And we created a team, yes, but we created a strategy to be able to, and a plan, all these new Facebook things. We created a plan and a strategy to be able to bounce back stronger, right? To be able to get back up, to recommit, to re-energize, revive, and thrive in 2025. Woo! Like Dr. Seuss, got nothing on me. Hello, Cuban Patty, Cuban Patty. Great to see you here. Okay, so I'm going to share with you 3 tips because a lot of times people see like, Crystal, you're doing all these things, right? You're showing back up, you're on live, you're everywhere. I see you all over social media. I see you on YouTube, I see you on Instagram, I see you on LinkedIn, I see you over on Chatter. You're on all these stages, you're doing all these things. Do you ever sleep? Do you ever rest? And I want to say, yes, I do. And I have a system. And so what you see is this highlight reel of me showing up powerfully and confidently and vibrant and strong and, with my white teeth and, all this, this energy and this light within me. It's because I do this inner work. All right. And so I don't want it to be this grand thing for you that you can't achieve. And so I'm on a mission to help empower every person on the planet put themselves and their health first for just 34 minutes a day, so we can reduce the stress and overwhelm of life and live a more fulfilling life. And who doesn't want that? So I do this in a variety of different ways. I do this through via coaching. I'm taking a couple more private clients. I have a couple private clients per month, but most of the time it's all through group coaching and speaking and leadership training and traveling all over to impact the world with my message and showing others what's possible by creating small needle-making moves and giving you the tangible tips, strategies, and lessons and blessings that I've been able to learn and grow through to bring this to you, to show you what's possible. And that way you get to elevate your life, thrive in life, and then show others what's possible. And that's what I like to call the ripple effect of leadership. So it starts messy, and it starts with lifting up the hood. I like to use the body as a vehicle a lot. So we got to open up the hood, check the engine, check the oil. We got to figure out what's happening and then create a plan. Create a system for yourself so that you can work the plan. And I always say the work works when you do the work. And I was in Marcus's room earlier when he says, how bad do you want it? If you want all these other things and you reach for all the fad diet and the quick fix and another program, and you haven't actually worked the work that you already had a plan for, love you, but you got to do the work. I can't tell you how many people have come into my fitness program, for instance. I've had a couple recently that come into the fitness program and they're like, yes, I got this plan, I got this system, I got this coach, this is so awesome. And everything is handed to them on a silver platter. The community, the accountability, the plan, the work. And they just have to show up for 30 minutes. And then they don't. And that hurts my heart. And then they're like, well, this program isn't for me. Because they didn't do the work. They didn't actually show up. So what prevents you from actually doing the work, doing the hard thing, opening up the hood, setting the intention? All right. So if this is you, this start and stop mentality, or reaching for other things and wishing and wanting and waiting for the results to happen, and then you're like, oh, that's not for me, or that didn't work, because you didn't do the work. Okay. So this might be piercing your heart. And honestly, it pierced my heart. Marcus is my coach. And he's like, you can want all these other things, but if you don't work the plan and actually do the work, I'm like, dang, that's what I tell my clients. I need that too. I'm right here with you because I need the accountability and I need to work the plan and I need to do what is meant for me too, because I'm visualizing a next level version of me too. But I'll tell you, if I'm not showing up and I'm not committed to showing up and showing others what's possible, then I'm not going to achieve my purpose, my goals, my dreams, my reality. So I want this for you. And I'm no different than you. Start and stop, the perfectionism, the people pleasing, the wanting it quicker, the cutting corners, right? That's all the human condition. All right. So today's message, I want to bring 3 tips to you that help me. Okay, so it's not brain science. It's the work works when you do the work. All right, so let's do some work here today. You invest in yourself, and I promise you, you will get the results. And when we cut corners, we know that we're cheating ourselves. And that's where the resentment and the blame and the shame and the guilt and the overwhelm comes in, because we're not doing what actually we need to be doing. And our body and our brain and our nervous system knows that. And the inner critic knows it. So why not just rip off the Band-Aid and let's do some work together, shall we? All right, let's dive in. So tip number one, because our determination and our commitment, it starts with the basics. So you need to create that commitment to yourself. So what are your intentions for your life? I want to hear from you. What are your intentions? If you're catching this live, say hashtag live. If you're catching this on replay, make sure you shout yourself out, hashtag replay. Myself and my team will continue to engage with your comments and answer your questions. Feel free to send me a message if you want to hop on a call. All right, this is so powerful. You have to commit to the intention that you want for your life. Now, I developed the Crystal Clear Life Planner, and every single day, a part of the 34-minute mindset is starting your day with an intention. All right, starting your day with an intention and a goal for yourself for today, not 10 years from now. Like, what is it going to look like for you to achieve your goals? Start with the end in mind. Start with an intention. All right, so you want to write a book? You want to start a business? You want to be a speaker? You want to be an author? You want to be a leader or a manager in your space? You want to be an expert? You want to lose that 10 pounds? You want to start a community? What do you want? I can't tell you how many times I start these at my leadership classes. I'm like, what do you want? What are your goals? What are your bucket lists? And people cannot answer that question. Oh, Crystal, I'm too busy. I can't do that. Oh, Crystal, I have kids. You don't understand. If you don't set the intention, we are in reactive mode. You need to set the intention. That will set that commitment to yourself, right? You have to connect to the intention, to that commitment, so that you can start that momentum. The commitment and the clarity in that intention will put you in that energetic state to create that momentum, to just take one step. Okay? You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need one step. So what is the one thing you're going after? What is the one thing you're like, oh my gosh, I need this in my life. This will change the game for my finances, for my family, for my energy, for my health. What is it going to take? What is that one thing that is going to unleash it for you? I'll tell you, for me, selling out of Marriott, getting on bigger stages, getting out in front of people, getting in more classrooms, impacting the next generation. That is what I'm on this earth to do, is to help empower everyone, put themselves and their health first. Because I see so many people in Busyville and shoving their emotions down and waiting till tomorrow and not committing themselves to their own health and fitness. And I'll tell you, this pierces my heart and it hurts me every single time I see it. I see it in my clients. I see it in the people. I see it in my family. I see it with my friends. And that's why I am relentless in the pursuit of what is setting my soul on fire, which is waking people up. Wake up. You have to go after your own dreams and goals. Because there was a time in my life that I didn't. I put my dreams, my goals, my reality, my intentions on the back burner. And I lived in resentment. I lived in depression. I lived in overwhelm. I lived in stuck. I lived in just busying and trying to figure out all these other things. When it was really like, okay, what truly is your intention? And let's get clear. Let's get honest. And then let's show up no matter what. No matter what everyone else says. I can't tell you how many people I've had business coaches, marketing coaches, mentors, people that have the best intentions for me. They're like, Crystal, you got to pick one thing. Pick one thing. No, you're not meant to be a fitness coach and an emotional intelligence and leadership coach. No, that doesn't quite fit because it doesn't fit in their box. They're not going where I'm going. So yes, thank you. But we're here and I'm on a mission to make it count, make it matter, put it together. And so I'm a holistic wellness coach and I am here to create connection for you, to have your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul connected in a soul purpose of what sets your soul on fire, no matter what. So you must be committed to that and be so dialed in. So you got to lift up the hood and say, okay, check your own engine, check your own oil. We can't expect other people to do it for us. You must make a commitment to yourself. All right. And this is what we do in the Bombshell Boot Camp. So if you're not tuned in and you don't know how to do a tune up under the hood, that's what we do in the Bombshell Boot Camp. So we're doing that next week already. Holy cow, I can't believe it. It's August 12th. August 12th to the 16th is the next Bombshell Boot Camp. All right. So we're going to go through this process in more depth and more detail next week. All right. So I'm going to come live every single day from 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So we're going to pour into you. I'm going to give you these tools to be able to lift up, open the hood so you can commit to yourself and do this reflection exercise and do it in a safe and then warm environment. All right. So I want you to commit to yourself no matter what. And you say, you know what? I don't care what is going to get in my way, what the haters are going to say. Ooh, I need a song. Ooh, I don't care what's going on, what's going to come in my way. I don't care what they say. I am here no matter what. Now that is an energy, my friends. And people are like, Crystal, you have this light, you have this energy, you have this like way about you. Because I believe, and I am so committed to this. And my commitment over the last month has been on me so I can bounce back and come back and pour more into you. I have such a deep, more open, deep awareness and awakening within myself and my health, my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health. And even Marcus said, he's like, you kind of do this like whispering thing and you get so dialed in. You're like, no, we're here to create more space. And now I have this deepened awareness. So watch out. You thought I had a light before, watch out. Okay. So I want this for you too. I want you to walk into places and spaces where people are like, I want what he has. I want what she has. They have this light. They have this way about them. What is it about them that they know so much? They're so deeply connected to their purpose, their passion, their confident being. And I want that too. So it takes a little bit of effort, but it does take commitment. So you must commit no matter what. All right. So commitment will breed the momentum. All right. And you are going to have challenges. You are going to have tough days. In fact, I have more tough days than I have good days. I will say that. And most elite athletes and powerful CEOs will tell you the same thing. There's 365 days in a year, 52 weeks. Chances are you're going to have probably, in a grand scheme of things, 10% maybe are going to be the best days. So you got to own the peaks and valleys, the roller coaster, and be on the journey. But you got to stay committed. And I always say, put your seatbelt on. It's a wild ride when you hang out with me because you're here for the peaks and valleys. And are you willing to endure? Are you willing to sustain and not pull back, not whisper, not shrink, not play small? Are you willing to lean into the discomfort and say, I am committed in this relentless purpose and passion of what is setting my soul on fire, no matter what? So is that losing 10 pounds? It's a no matter what mentality. So you need to surround yourself with the right people that are going to say, okay, she's in for it. And shout out to my the incredible, amazing Cruise Beyond Limits Dream Team who are here. I told them when I brought them on board, put your seatbelt on. It's a wild ride. And we're here for it. And it's a rocket ship and it's going. And they're like, we trust. We get it. We're here for it. Let's go. Right? So if you want in on this Cruise Beyond Limits way, this journey, it's a lifestyle. We own and honor the process every step of the way, but we must commit. Step 1. Step 2, we must visualize the end in mind. So your mental image of you finishing that 5K, losing that weight, starting that business, being on that stage, signing your first book that you self-published when you came to the retreat, the From Ink to Impact retreat here in Puerto Rico. We're going to do another one next year. Okay, when you've set foot on this mountain or on this beach with me at that retreat, when you've saved up and you've committed and you visualized yourself, I visualize I've run 26 marathons in a 50-mile race. I'm ramping up for another marathon season. I'm taking an incredible group of people to the Buffalo Marathon next year. I've already envisioned me finishing that race. And guess what? I might be the race announcer at the end of the finish line, right? So that is my goal. Like, I envision myself with a microphone at the finish line, watching my incredible clients come through. So how is that happening when I haven't lived that moment yet? I have visualized it. It's in my being, it's in my knowing, and I'm calling it in. Right? So I'm visualizing it. Every single marathon I finished, I've clenched my fists, I've put it in the air, I've recognized, okay, is my elbow going to be bent? Is it going to be straight up? How's my core going to look? How's my smile going to look? All right. No matter what, I'm going to finish strong. And in my journal every single day, I write how I'm going to accomplish, how I'm going to finish, how I'm going to show up when I accomplish that goal. Because when it happens, because it will, because I'm relentless and I'm committed, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I visualized it. So I need you to create a mental picture of you accomplishing that thing. And that reminder each and every day of that visualization, it's training your brain to say, this is possible. This is real in our heart, in our mind, in our being, in our nervous system. So everything is going to be in pursuit of that. So when I host that retreat in September for 100 female veterans, when 7 years ago, my goal was to sell out a Marriott, I'm about to hit the stage, my friends, in front of 100 female veterans. When I said my very first Instagram post was when I was about to throw in the towel, just weeks after cancer surgery, when I almost threw the towel in my business and in life. And I almost quitted on myself, I almost quit on myself. I set a plan and I said, you know what? I'm going to host epic retreats and I'm going to surround myself with other female veterans, powerful female veteran entrepreneurs and military spouses to serve the veteran community. And everything I have done has been in relentless pursuit and commitment to that ever since. And I didn't know when it was going to be. And the situation and the opportunity presented itself to partner with an amazing community. Shout out to Western New York Heroes. And the Cruise Beyond Limits Dream Team is going to be pouring into 100 female veterans in just a couple months. A 3-day retreat. That didn't happen on accident. I visualized it and I wrote down, I'm going to sell out a Marriott. I'm going to speak. I'm going to build a team, an incredible team that is shouting Cruise Beyond Limits from the rooftops, that are getting massive results. And they're opening up the hood. They're living the brand and they're doing this to be able to maximize and impact the world with the Cruise Beyond Limits message. And I'm proud to say that 90 to 95% of my team are female veterans and military spouses. It's exactly what I wanted. All right. So it's not the entire team, but we're mostly female veterans and military spouses, and we're here to serve. And it's not a Marriott that we're selling out, but it's an off-brand of a Marriott. Okay. So it still looks the same, but I visualized it. So when I step on that stage, I've been on that stage already 100 times. So I just show up. Because the work works when you do the work. I was committed and I was relentless and I did the steps every single day. I've showed up live. I've showed up messy. I've showed up in leadership classes where there's one person that shows up. I've showed up on lives where nobody shows up. I've showed up on lives when there's one person. And I show up just as powerfully as if there were 100 people in that room. All right. So what do you do when no one is looking? That's integrity. What do you do? How do you show up? How are you committed to yourself and your goals and your next level version of you? And how can you visualize that when no one's watching, when no one's looking? And you can say, you know what? I'm still going to show up and do that workout, even though no one's in my house watching me. No one's clapping for me. No one's cheering me on. No one gets it. And I'm about to celebrate 7 years in business. November 1st, 2017, I started an online business well before COVID when no one got it. They're like, oh, how's your cute little business? How's your hobby doing? Oh, how's that cute little fitness program? Or how's that expensive coaching program that you have going on? That expensive coaching program has actually impacted so many lives and changed generations to come. And I've had single moms and incredible women that have saved up every ounce, every cent that they have had to invest in themselves, to show generations to come, to unpeel the layers, to do what's necessary, to commit to themselves and their health and what's to come for generations. And they have invested. So your health, your wellness, your fitness, your business is not an expense. It's an investment in the next level version of you. And I posted a meme the other day, and I make this up, but no one actually talks about the expense of you staying stuck, of you staying in the same place you are 1 year from now. I was like, oh, that expensive program, that's not going to work for me. No, you actually have to do the work. Okay, so visualize yourself in that place, and it's going to create momentum, commitment. It will grow stronger when you visualize every single day. You have to see it to believe it, to achieve it. And I have done this in my business. I have done this in my fitness. I've done this with my team. I have done this with calling and speaking engagements. I've done this with leadership engagements. I've done this with the military. I have done this with everything. My relationships, friendships, and I've partnered with incredible entrepreneurs. Shout out to the amazing Cindy Witteman. We're launching Is Manifesting BS. I don't swear a lot on my programs. It's a family show, but you can fill in the gaps, right? It's Is Manifesting BS 2.0, and I'm co-authoring this book, and it's coming out this fall. So make sure you're connected with the beautiful Cindy, and you get to see that beautiful masterpiece come out, and you'll get to see my version of that and some of the stories that come along with manifesting. All right, but this is a powerful, powerful gift that you can give yourself. Visualize what you want to achieve, and that will get you excited because it's possible. If it's in your heart, if it's in your mind, if it's in your being, it is possible. Or else that God universe would not put that thought in your heart, in your brain. And then you're going to align yourself and create the momentum and the commitment that you're like, I want to be like Crystal, like me. My mentors, Marcus Black, Trent Shelton, Rachel Hollis, right? All of these, Brendan Burchard. I can go on and on for days of these mentors that I looked up to them and I said, that's possible. They did it. Why not me? Brendan Burchard moved his whole family to Puerto Rico, and he was able to scale an amazing high performance brand. And now he's a part of Growth Day, and he's worked with Oprah. If he could do it, why not me? Tony Robbins on huge stages. Some people have called me Crystal Robbins. They said, Crystal, you are the next Tony Robbins. You're like Crystal Robbins. That is amazing. Why not? I want to be like Marcus Black, helping the next generation of people with their mental health. I'm working with women ages 35 to 65, 70 years old that are rewriting their story of their whole next chapter, the second half of their life. What if we could reach that next generation sooner? Shorten that time of 20 years of heartache and pain and suffering and overwhelm and depression and medication and that suffering. So I'm here to shorten that time period of self-doubt and overwhelm and impact the next generation. I had this conversation with my mom. Shout out to my mom. She is helping to raise my beautiful two nieces, Emma and Aliana, and took them to church yesterday. Oh my God, I'm going to tear up. My 8-year-old niece spoke in front of an entire group of people on the side of a lake during church, an outdoor church ceremony. Shout out to Jackie and Tom in Silver Lake, and say a prayer for the woman, Sue, that lost her Airbnb. You never know what life is going to throw at you. A tree hit her house, and this amazing community came in on the side of a lake and held a service. And my 8-year-old came up, and Tom was running the service, and he said, does anyone want to say a couple words? Does anyone need prayer today? And I wasn't there in person, but I want to tell this story because this is so powerful. My 8-year-old niece was tugging on my mom and said, I want to say something. Can you ask Tom, Mr. Tom, I want the microphone. 8 years old. She said, I want to say a prayer for my daddy. My mom is helping to create and instill faith, family, fitness, fun, resilience, confidence into these girls. It's not about the screens. It's not about the video games. It's not about how we can shut them up and shove things under the door, under the rug, and close doors and not talk about what's happening in our world. We're changing the game. And I wish I had that on camera because I can't wait till she hits a stage one day and she's live. Maybe I'll bring her live one day so you get to meet her. She's my mini me. She's petite, just like me. And she comes alive. She lights up the room. And I said it in the foreword of my book in the Road to Resilience. I'll show you, I have it right here. So this is the Road to Resilience. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the Leave No Male Spouse Behind. That's the other one that I came out with. But the Road to Resilience, 5 ways to have courageous confidence in seasons of change. In the beginning, I say, don't dim your light. Somewhere along the line, we dim our light and we don't think things are possible. So maybe your 8-year-old self would grab that microphone and your 40-year-old self right now is like, no, I don't think I can do that. Be the 8-year-old Eliana. I want you to show up and commit to yourself and grab that microphone. And she inspired me yesterday. I'm like, I am doing this. And I didn't tell y'all that I was doing it. I created it on the master plan last week, but I took the weekend off away from the screens. So I was like, I'm still showing up. I'm committed. Hashtag committed. So if you are hashtag committed and you want to be like Eliana, hashtag be like Eliana, be like her, grab that microphone, grab your commitment to yourself. Grab your workout gear, grab your running shoes, grab your water bottle, commit to your hydration, commit to your mental health, commit to your physical well-being, commit to improving your family dynamics, improving your breaking those generational traumas. Commit to that and visualize what that could look like. I visualize this young 8-year-old girl who's just like me. And somewhere out along the line, I lost her too. I used to perform, I used to dance, I used to love dance and putting smiles on people's faces and lighting up the room. And guess what? I'm back at it. And that's what I do, and that's what I'm here for, and that's what I want to show you what's possible too. So what are you going to revive back in your life to recommit to today, to start this week, to start this month? New month here, August, new week, great time, great place, great space for you to learn and grow and recommit to yourself and your health. Visualize yourself so you can recommit. So maybe you need to go back to your pre-COVID self. Maybe you need to go back to your 8-year-old self and say, you know what? I want to be like her again. How can I do that? And then revive that commitment back within yourself to say, okay, what can I do with what I've got? And third thing that I want to share with you before we land here is recognize. So number 1 was commit. Your commitment breeds the momentum, all right? Commitment first. Commitment or recommitment. It's okay. No shame in that game. Number 2, visualize yourself, your next level version of yourself. The visualization will create commitment or create momentum, and then stack that with the commitment. You're there. All right. You have to feel it. Like I have this like buzzing in the front of my head. I feel this like flow for you. I am committed. I'm not pulling back anymore. Are you hashtag committed? Are you with me? Let's go. So number 3, third tip is recognize that your setbacks are going to happen. Your setbacks might be a set up. It might just be a sidestep. I'm a dancer, right? So it might just be a little cha-cha slide to the right, slide to the left, crisscross, cha-cha, right? So a sidestep, like for me, as I opened up this segment, this last month was a sidestep. It was not backwards. Heck no, it was not backwards. Now, I looked back for a hot minute. I was like, what the heck happened to that 8-year-old self? What is happening in my body, in my nervous system, in my spirit, in my soul? What is God teaching me right now with the lessons and the blessings? I would say lessons and blessings, oh my. So it's not a setback. It's a sidestep so that I can come back stronger. Okay. So if you are telling yourself a story that maybe you're not as far along and you just need to take a pause and get back to basics, it's not a setback. It's not a backwards plan. It's not a like, I'm going back there. No, it's not a, oh, poor me. No, it's like, I am owning the fact that I just need to take a pause. I need to take a pause. I need to get back to basics. I need to unpeel the layers. I need to figure out what the heck is happening. Instead of reaching for the next program or the next coach or the next course, I need you to get back to basics. And some of y'all are picking something else that is quicker, that seems fancier, that's shiny objects when you haven't actually done the work. And myself included. Like, I put myself there. There's parts of my life that I'm not showing up. I'm not doing the work. And I am reflecting every single day on that. And I am trying to be better than yesterday. And I don't call it a setback. I call it a set up. This reflection is not like, oh, it hurts my soul. It's piercing, yes. But what are you going to do when it pierces your soul? Are you going to sit in it? And are you going to blame and shame and guilt yourself away from non-action? A tree can hit your house today. A tree could hit your car today. One person died in that house last week. They were an Airbnb guest. So if you think you can just wish and will your way and be like, oh, maybe next week, maybe tomorrow, maybe next Monday, maybe next year, I'll start investing. Maybe next year I'll start doing. Tomorrow isn't promised. Today is the time to commit to yourself, to commit to action, to visualize your next level version of yourself, to recognize that a setback or something that happens in your life, you're challenged, someone tells you no, someone says, doubts you or blames you or shames you, or they have a comment. Someone posted on my YouTube. I'm probably, I love hearing them. I love seeing them. They're actually quite entertaining. So I'd love to see your comments over on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go over there. A lot of streamed material and shorts are going over there, and I'm growing that over there. I'm growing my YouTube channel. I'm growing my LinkedIn profile, growing my community. So this is all about looking at the comments, right? And not being swayed by them and say like, yes, thank you for that opinion, right? Everyone has an opinion, but they're not in my seat. If it doesn't make sense to you, it's not your dream, right? Sorry, not sorry. So that's not a setback. Negative comments, haters, okay? You don't get it. It's all right. Thank you for your thoughts, that you took the time to reflect and share your thoughts and feedback, right? But so many people get so caught up in what other people are saying, that external validation, and they call it a setback. I call it a setup. I say, okay, I'm reflecting. Thank you. Receiving, reflecting. Okay, maybe I can do better. Maybe I can be more articulate. Maybe I can tell a better story. Maybe I can land the plane quicker, whatever. But this is me, and you get all of me. All right. So you get to give the world all of you too. So don't let someone else's opinion, or don't just wait for other people's advice and other people's opinions of what you're doing, or for other people to clap for you. You need to commit to yourself. Commit to yourself, your health, no matter what. What are you going to do when things go wrong? What are you going to do when times get tough? What are you going to do when you have an illness? What are you going to do when you have an injury? What are you going to do when people don't get you? What are you going to do when you have haters? What are you going to do when you have comments? What are you going to do when people are just sharpshooting, or people stab you in the back, or they're talking about you behind? Are you going to back down? Are you going to stand down? Are you going to get knocked down and stay there? Or are you going to get back up? And are you going to recommit? So I'm committed. Are you committed? Whew. All right. So I'm sweating. I didn't turn the fan on here in Puerto Rico. So I'm committed. Are you? So what are you committed to? And how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? You got to recognize recognize that it takes a commitment to yourself, nobody else. Nobody else is going to do the work for you. I always say in my workout program, it's 30 minutes, including warm up and cool down. You must commit to yourself and your health for 30 minutes of movement. It's a no matter what club. 30 minutes, you have 30 minutes. If you don't make 30 minutes a priority, then it's not that important to you. How bad do you want to lose that 10 pounds? How bad do you want that business? How bad do you want to be a speaker? How bad do you want to be an author? How bad do you want to be that manager? How bad do you want that promotion? How bad do you want that car? How bad do you want those fancy shoes? How bad do you want it? You must commit. You must visualize. You must take yourself to that next level and do the work, my friends, each and every day. Don't keep reaching. Do the work the plan. The work works when you do the work. And I'm here doing the work. So are you with me? Are you doing the work? You see me showing up. It's time for you. Show up no matter what. Like your life depends on it. Like your life depends on it, because it does. All right. I love you all. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Embrace the journey. Keep showing up. Keep committing. Keep recommitting. Get back to basics. Visualize your success and go after it, because you can. I love you. Cheers. Cruise Beyond the Limits.